My dad rang me up. We're heading out tomorrow, he said. Your car's already gone, sold. I shot back. You overlooked something. He snapped. What's that supposed to mean? I let out a sharp laugh because the car he sold wasn't his to sell. I'm Adam, 28, the eldest, the family's go-to problem solver. The one they call in a pinch, the backup wallet when someone forgets theirs. In family photos, I'm the tall figure on the edge, half turned, like I'm already slipping out. My brother Nate's always in the middle, hand on someone's shoulder, owning the moment like a natural leader. I work IT at a logistics firm, more fluent in barcode scanners than in relationships. My one-bedroom apartment faces a brick wall, with a thin slice of sky that glows orange for 8 minutes at dusk. I take my coffee black. Cream's a luxury I never get around to buying. Growing up, I was the quiet kid. Mom used to say, Adam was born with responsibility. Dad would chime in, and born with a flair for drama when I asked questions he didn't like. Nate, even at 25, then 27, stayed the baby in the family's loud, dinner-time storytelling. Nate was the star. I was the backbone. At 10, I saved coins in a peanut butter jar for a second-hand Game Boy from a neighbor. The day I brought it home, trembling with pride, Dad snatched it and said, if you've got money for toys, you've got money to pitch in. He sent me to the store with a list and a lecture. That Christmas, Nate unwrapped a shiny new console and Dad said, don't act like we never give you boys anything. I told myself it didn't sting. I told myself that for years, my jaw tight from grinding. Adulthood swapped the props, but not the script. I did community college, worked nights, learned to keep servers humming and printers quiet. My raises came in hard numbers. Family debts came in soft promises. Just for now, you're so good with money. We'll square up later. I tracked it all, rent, utilities, gas, groceries, in spreadsheets, plus a tab called boundaries, like a punchline I'd deliver someday. Sundays were brutal. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, the TV blaring, Aunt Marcy tossing out observations like they were gospel. Nate's got that spark. He just needs a chance. Adam's the steady one. He'll step up. Everyone nodded, like I'd signed up for this at a meeting I wasn't invited to. 2 months back, while I cleared plates at one of those dinners, I overheard Dad say, when Nate's coaching takes off, we'll all reap the rewards. Mom added, Adam's got us covered till then. They didn't bother whispering. At the sink, I felt like furniture they'd already used. Then came last week, Tuesday, 7:18 p.m., etched in my mind because I was prepping for a 6 a.m. system update. My phone glowed. Dad. I answered. Hey, he said, skipping pleasantries, dropping news like a brick. We're leaving tomorrow. Your car's sold. My brain froze. What? We're leaving tomorrow, he repeated like I was slow. Car's sold. Done. Something in me snapped loose and laughed. Not joy, just release. You forgot something. What are you talking about? His voice turned sharp, a warning. I stared at my kitchen's buzzing light. You forgot the car you sold isn't yours. I stopped. Mom's voice drifted in the background. Mark, who's that? A fork clinked. Nate said, tell him he's welcome. I hung up. In my tiny kitchen, the fridge hummed, my pulse thundered. I glanced at my sticky notes, deployment tasks, grocery list, eggs, foil, soap, a dentist reminder, like they belonged to someone with a simpler life. At 9:12, text rolled in. Mom, don't be small. It's family. Nate, bro, wait till you see Europe. Dad, you don't need a car. Walk. I flipped the phone face down. The room flickered blue, then dark. I didn't reply. Sleep didn't come. I watched the sky shift from orange to black to gray. Around 3 a.m., I scribbled on an old envelope, what's actually mine. The list was short. My bed, dishes, laptop, breath. I wrote car because I knew the truth, even if they didn't. At 6:43 a.m., Dad called again, chipper like a salesman. We got a place. You're set for a bit. Fresh start. You'll get it when you visit. Fresh start from what? I asked. Debt's a game. They want blood. We're not giving it. He sounded like he was quoting a half-remembered movie. What's that got to do with my car? Liquidity, he said. We'll pay you back. Translation, they're cashing out my stability and calling it love. I set the phone down, made coffee, folded laundry that didn't need it, held my keys, small, solid, and let a plan take shape. One that didn't involve saving anyone but me. Later that night, he doubled down. We're leaving tomorrow. Your car is sold. I laughed again. You forgot something. What? The car you sold was mine. It wasn't just that. It was the one thing, after years, tied to my name, my work, my terms. They'd pulled a lever on a lock they didn't hold. I slept an hour, shoes on, and woke clear on why that call broke something and mended something else. You need the full story, the years of small anchors they set in me because I stayed still. At 16, Nate smashed Dad's truck into a mailbox, shattering the side mirror. Dad turned to me. You're the responsible one. Fix it. I paid $380 from summer jobs, ate ramen, told myself family shares. Nate posted a photo, captioned oops, and got 50 likes. At 19, the gas bill went in my name because Mom said the online system confused her. Temporary became 7 years. When I mentioned switching it back, she'd clutch her wrist, claim stress gave her a rash, and send a photo of a faint pink mark. At 22, Nate's third college major flopped, so I co-signed his apartment to help him stand. He paid 2 months, then forgot. By month 4, he was investing in himself with a course from some guru. I covered $1,200, then another $1,200 because eviction notices hit both names and my job checks backgrounds. At 23, Mom asked to add Nate to my phone plan for a bit. A bit became a lifestyle. Charges for ringtone apps in 2023 piled up, and I told myself to breathe. From 24 to 27, 3 almost weddings. Deposits floated out like kites and burst. Mom said, we'll get it back. My account saw refunds go to everyone but me. Nate bought a motorcycle for content, claiming sponsors would pay. They didn't. I bought 2 helmets because safety's what I do. When I bought my hatchback, 5 years old, low mileage, clean history, it felt like reclaiming a piece of myself. Not flashy, just reliable, the kind of car that starts when you turn the key. I joined the company's leasing program for tax reasons. It was mine, titled to me, but tied to fleet rules. Specific shops for maintenance, no private sales, a tracker under the dash. I like the dull details that guard what's yours. The first month, it smelled of plastic and lemon wipes. By the second, it reeked of Nate's body spray. He borrowed it to show a house, returned it with a new air freshener dangling. I'll fill the tank, he said. He did once, $14. After that, the gas gauge reflected his mood. Mom started calling it our car. The first time, I let it slide. By the third, it stuck. Our car's perfect for moving Dad's tools, she'd say. Nate needs our car for a date. When I hesitated, she'd snap, don't be selfish. You barely go anywhere. I tried joking, I go to work. She didn't laugh. 3 months before the call, Dad said the house taxes were late. Just timing, he said, meaning a hole I'd fill. I gave $2,400 from my emergency fund because I'm the guy who does the right thing, even when it stings. Then $900 for electric because Nate left the AC on. My spreadsheet tracked it all like a loyal assistant, logging bills I shouldn't have. Nate got engaged to Bryn, who's sweet one-on-one but posts about cutting toxic people when I'm not around. Their venue was straight out of a dream board, with a deposit that made me flinch. Mom sent a link. Isn't it stunning? We all chip in. I offered to cover chairs. She said chairs were included. I offered to take photos with my old DSLR. We want pros, Adam. I said I couldn't give more. She didn't speak to me for 3 days. On day 4, she texted, "You've changed," like it was a betrayal. Amid it all, I built small anchors to stay grounded. Sunday nights, portion pasta into 3 containers. Monday mornings, wipe the counter. Wednesdays, open a therapy tab, never book. Saturdays, drive to the lake, park under a streetlight. Listen to podcasts about boundaries as tools, not knives. I kept a note called Lines with phrases I wanted to say. No, I can't. I won't sign my name. That's not for me. Figure it out. In my head, they were bold. In person, they shrank to shrugs or silence. The day before the call, Dad texted, "Bring the car early tomorrow. Nate has errands." I typed, "No, I need it for work," and felt like I'd broken a law. He replied, "Manage." I didn't know what that meant until his call, "Your car is sold." My first thought, how? Keys were on my counter, title in my desk, registration in the glove box. Then I remembered Nate's post from the week before, him posing by my hatchback, hand out like a car salesman, captioned, "New chapter," tagged at their driveway. It got 100 likes. "Proud of you, King," people commented. In the windshield's corner, the fleet sticker glinted, its number tying to my company's vehicle desk. I stared at that photo for 20 minutes, thinking, this is trouble. I shoved the thought away, told myself I was overreacting. Being the steady one means everyone treats your stability like a free utility. Use it, bill later. That call ripped the lid off. All the anchors pulled at once. I made a plan. Secure the car, say no clearly, explain once, don't rescue them from consequences I didn't create. I circled that last part. At 7:15 a.m., I drove to my parents' house, parked 2 blocks away to check if my car had sprouted new keys. It hadn't. I sat, practicing no, until it felt natural, then walked to their door and knocked like a guest. A suitcase propped the door open. The hall smelled of hairspray, toast, and Mom's lemon cleaner. Glittery bags, brims, sparkled on a chair. The TV blared a morning show, anchors laughing too loud, drowning silence like always. Nate strolled out with toast, grinning like I was there to chaw for them. "Got the docs?" he asked. "What docs?" He glanced at Dad, scrolling at the table. "Title, whatever." "You don't need a title to board a plane," I said. "And you didn't sell my car." Dad didn't look up. "Don't start." Mom appeared, lipstick half done. "Adam," she said, that tone meaning I was about to let them down. "We're on a schedule." "You didn't sell my car," I said even. "You gave someone a fake promise and a worthless paper." Dad smirked. "Got $9,500. Done." "From who? What's his name? Why's it matter?" Nate cut in. "You'll get your share. Relax." A small click inside me, like a gate locking. "No," I said. The room stilled. Even the TV seemed quieter. Mom lowered her lipstick. "Adam," she said, softer, pleading. "Don't ruin this. Nate needs a fresh start." "He's had a dozen fresh starts," I said. "He's fertilizer by now." Dad's face tightened. "Watch it." I kept my voice steady. "You can't sell my car. It's in my name, tied to my company's fleet. No private sales allowed. There's a tracker in it. The keys are here." I patted my pocket. "The title's in my desk. Your sale is a scribble. You sold a story, and the buyer's about to call me." Silence. A blender word on TV. A plane roared in a clip. Mom tried tears. "We're your family." "I know," I said. "That's why I'm warning you before the cops do. The buyer gets a refund when the fleet office calls today. You can still fly, start over, just not on my dime." Nate's laugh was off. "Bro, you're overcomplicating this." "No," I said. "I'm making it true." Dad stood, his presence heavy like a storm. "We fed you, clothed you. You owe us." "I don't owe you my credit, my car, my peace," I said. "I've paid taxes, electric, rent that wasn't mine. You called me responsible, but you meant donor." "Lower your voice," Mom hissed. "It's already low," I said. "This isn't payback. It's an ending. I'm done being your safety net." Bryn lingered in the doorway, mascara wand frozen. "What's going on?" she whispered to Nate. "Nothing," he said. "He's having a moment." I set a folded paper on the table. Last 12 months, $2,400 taxes, $900 electric, $1,200 for Nate's rent, another $1,200 when he forgot, $600 for a venue deposit you bragged about and ditched. I'm not asking for repayment. I'm saying the bank's closed. Dad glanced at the paper, didn't touch it. Keeping a tally like that's twisted. Family doesn't keep score. Aunt Marcy's voice echoed in my head. Family owes Adam forever. I looked at him. Someone has to, or the game never stops. Phone started buzzing, Dad's, Mom's, Nate's. Same number. Probably the buyer. Consequences right on time. I'm taking my car, I said. Need a ride? Get an Uber. Need cash? Sell your own stuff. Need help? Ask someone else first. If they say no, try again. If they still say no, find another way. I'm not your only answer anymore. Mom's face was damp. You'd leave us stranded. You're not stranded, I said. You're inconvenienced. There's a difference. Dad stepped closer, voice low. You think you're above us because you've got a little cash. I think I'm separate, I said. That's new. I held the spare fob, felt its weight, slipped it back in my pocket. The gesture was for me. I walked out, no slam, no speech, just the TV, buzzing phones, and my steps on the porch I'd painted years ago while Nate streamed about hustle. Outside, the morning air was sharp. I reached my car, hands trembling as it chirped. In the driver's seat, I caught my reflection. Older than I felt, younger than I'd acted. My phone buzzed 19 times by the block's end. At the stop sign, I said to myself, no is enough. It felt like the truest thing I'd said in years. The first hour was a test. Could I resist turning back to clean their mess? Could I skip explaining until they forgave me for saving myself? I drove to work. The parking lot was a sea of practical sedans. I badged in, nodded to the desk. My boss, Joel, leaned over my cubicle at 9:02. You okay? Family stuff. Yeah, I said. He gave the manager nod that says, I'm human. Take time if you need it. Mostly true. At 10, I pushed the update. No errors. I breathed through each step. The world clicked. Run script, check logs, confirm, green. I drank water, closed 2 tickets, wrote a note. You can do tough things quietly. At lunch, my phone showed 47 missed calls, 19 texts, 3 voicemails from an unknown number. I think I bought your car from your dad. I forwarded it to the fleet office with a note. Family attempted unauthorized sale. Buyers contacting me. Please advise. The rep replied fast. We spoke to him. He'll be refunded by the seller. Vehicle flagged. Sorry you're dealing with this. I nearly cried at a sentence that saw me as a person, not a resource. At 12:36, Mom texted, we missed our flight because of you. Happy. 12:37, rebooked for tonight. We pushed through. 12:40, you shamed us. Nate's crushed. Crush sat between crying emojis like a cheap ornament. At 2:10, Dad sent a novel, you'll regret this. We sacrificed. You're ungrateful. Family is everything. Then a threat. Bring the car by 5, or I'll report it's stolen. I screenshotted, replied, go ahead. The contract's clear. He went silent. At 3:40, 8 missed calls from Mom, then, where's the spare key? At 4:06, why are you cruel? At 4:09, a photo of their empty driveway, like evidence of my sins. At 4:30, a voice note of shaky breaths. Adam, you're killing me. I set the phone down, watched light creep across my desk. At 5:15, Aunt Marcy. Sweetie, your mom's unwell. Be bigger. I replied. I've been bigger for 28 years. I'm trying my size. She hung up. That night, I oversalted my pasta, but ate it. I walked, looked at lit windows in other lives, made a list, what I did. Said no, stayed calm, set terms, secured my car. Gave back their responsibility. What I didn't. Call the cops, gloat to the buyer, post online, send the spreadsheet, say words I'd regret. It eased something, not a miracle, just a weight lifting off my chest. Day 2. The buyer left a voicemail, got my refund. Fleet lady was tough. Good luck. I deleted it, felt a door shut softly. Nate texted at 8:22. Sorry you feel I closed it. Then we made the flight. We're out. A selfie in an airport bar, Bryn flashing peace signs, Mom smiling like a decal, Dad's jaw like stone. I stared until guilt came and went. Safe travels, I whispered to no one, set the phone down. Day 3. I cut my card from their streaming accounts. Netflix asked, sure? I said, yes. I called the gas company, stopped autopay. The rep said, you've paid a long time. I said, I'm done. She said, good for you, in a tone that felt like a hug. Day 4, I booked therapy for next Tuesday. Didn't cancel. Day 5, Mom sent a balcony photo, see what you're missing. I didn't reply. Later, a voice note. We love you, but you made this messy. I played silence. Day 6. I slept through the night. Woke shocked, like finding cash in a pocket. Made coffee. Didn't check my phone. Watched a bird hop on the fire escape. Like life was always this light. Day 7. HR called me in. My stomach dropped. The rep smiled. Your dad left a voicemail about a car dispute ruining their trip. We deleted it. We're not involved. I laughed, then cried. Sorry, I said. No need, she said, handing me a tissue. Take your time. Day 8, Aunt Marcy. Your mom can't sleep. Apologize so she can heal. I typed, I love Mom. I'll talk when she acknowledges what happened and respects my boundaries. She replied, wow. Nothing more. Day 9. I drove to the lake at sunset, set the seat how I like it, AC on low. No trace of Nate's spray. A podcast said, boundaries are kindness with strength. I saved it. Day 10, Mom texted, no emojis, we land Tuesday. Talk Wednesday. I replied, yes. Ground rules, public place, no yelling, we discuss our own bills. She liked it, a blue heart like a folded flag. Wednesday felt ordinary. At 5:57 p.m., I slid into a diner booth, the one from our Little League days. The waitress still called me honey. Mom and Dad were there. Mom looked smaller. Dad, like a weathered stump. Hi, I said. Hi, Mom said, clutching her water. Dad nodded. We ordered. No old games about who pays or tips. Pancakes came. Same cheap syrup. Maybe why I felt steady. Mom spoke. We didn't handle it right. I didn't. She swallowed. I treat you like a fix. No, but followed. Her hands trembled. Dad stared at the syrup. I'll pay you back. I shook my head. I didn't ask for that. I listed it to show I'm not imagining things. We ate. Let silence rest. No jokes to fill it. I slid a paper over. 3 rules. I won't cover Nate's bills, rent, school, car, or wedding. Don't put my name on credit or utilities. If I say no, accept it. Mom read, nodded. Okay. Dad half smiled. Airport rides. Almost funny. Uber, I said. He surprised me fine. Dad paid the check. No size, no tip drama. Outside, he eyed my hatchback like he'd misjudged it. Good car. It is, I said. That night, I slept better. No dreams of bills with family faces. Progress, not perfection. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories like this.